Hello, it's Epsilon Emerald. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to take a theme deck and turn it into a competitive but still pretty budget deck. I think building a deck from scratch is quite difficult and quite intimidating for some people. You know, if you're new to Pokemon. So, I want to make it less scary for you. And cheaper as well. Building a deck from scratch involves opening a lot of booster packs and buying a lot of singles, and it can be expensive. You can buy a theme deck though, fairly cheaply. I mean, mine here was $12.99 because I got it from Forbidden Planet. If I'd bought it online from somewhere like Chaos Cards or Magic Madhouse, it probably would have been more like £10, but this was convenient for me because I could walk into the shop. It's very easy. So, the theme deck I chose was this Ultra Prism Garchomp deck. I think it's got a name. Yeah, Max Strike. And I chose this because I knew I wanted to make a deck based on Garchomp and Lucario. So this was a good kickstart. So it says, strike fast and strike true. A dragon-type Pokemon knows that how you begin a battle determines how you end it. So call on Garchomp and Lucario. Lucario is not a dragon-type Pokemon, but you know. And go for the big attack with powerful hits at top speed. The Max Strike theme deck pulls no punches. So, you can see the deck list there, but it's probably easier if we open it up. So let's see what we get. Get the code card for this online, which I'm going to keep because I want to build this deck online too. So here's the Garchomp, which has this, what do they call it? Prismatic hollow? No, shatter hollow. Shatter foil. The normal Garchomp is non-hollow, the one that you buy in the booster packs, so that's nice. Okay, there's the deck, we'll look at that in a sec. We get the coin, Garchomp coin, which is really good because I can use that on my Garchomp deck. We get a checklist for this set, which is very useful. And some, explaining special rules and stuff. We also get some damage counters, poison marker, burn marker, and the GX thingy. I won't be using these, I prefer to use the plasticky ones. I like to use dice for damage. And this is, let's see if I can show you it. That'd be quite big. Okay, so this is a 2-player playmat. Here's one side. Got Empoleon, prizes, bench, discard pile, deck. And then on the other side, have Garchomp, the bench, the prize cards, etc. It's also got some like guidelines, like how to play, which is quite useful. Oh, I'm so bad at folding playmats. I shout out to Jordan, who always folds my playmats for me. Oh wow. So let's take a look at the actual deck. It's nice. Nice little box. The annoying thing is once you've put sleeves on the cards, they don't fit in this box, which is a shame. Okay, so what have we got? We've got some fighting energy, got a Riolu, a Gabite, more energy, a young goose, escape rope, energy, timeable, looker, energy, spiritomb, Solrock, Gibble, Hippopotas, energy, Cynthia, Riolu, energy, a skateboard, Kukui, energy, Hippowdon, Nest Ball, energy, Lucario, which is a non-hollow alternative version, energy, young goose, gumshoes, energy, Gibble, Howl, energy, another timer ball, a type null, a Palpad, another Kukui, energy, another Cynthia, we've got a non-hollow Garchomp, energy, another Gabite, another Riolu, energy, another Spiritomb, Rescue Stretcher, another Howl, Solrock, fighting, young goose, Hippopotas, fighting, Nest Ball, Gumshoes, energy, Malasada, and a Gibble. So you can see there is a huge variety of cards in this set. Let's start by taking a look at the Pokémon in this set. So let me tidy up some of this stuff. Take out all the trainers. Okay. I should put some evolution lines together. So we got Gibble, Gabite, Garchomp, young goose, Gumshoes, Riolu, Lucario. Okay, something like that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different lines of Pokemon. So 7 fully evolved Pokemon here. Well, if you want to count type null as fully evolved, technically he's not. Now, theme decks always come with lots of Pokemon in them, but this isn't a good thing. You do not want this many Pokemon. It's too many. The first improvement we're going to make to this deck is we are going to focus only on 2 lines of Pokemon and remove everyone else. So we're going to focus on Garchomp and Lucario, and we're going to remove all of the other Pokemon. as much as I would like to include Spiritomb, just because Cynthia had a Spiritomb and I think it's cool. But oh well. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's look what we've got. We've got 3 Riolu and 1 Lucario. And then we've got 3 Gibble, 2 Gabite, and 2 Garchomp. Now, seeing as we're only focusing on these 2 lines of Pokemon, really we should be trying to maximise how many we have. So we're going to add in some more Garchomp, and we'll just add in another Lucario rather than any more Riolu. So let me see where... Okay, so I've got an extra Lucario I can add in. We don't need any Riolu. Definitely don't need an Eevee. Okay, they're all Riolu. And in terms of the dragons, let's see. Let's add an extra Gibble. So we've maxed it out. Let's add an extra Gabite. So we've got 3 of those, and then I really want 4 Garchomps because they are so powerful. Now, it might seem a bit weird that I'm saying I want only 3 Gabite but 4 Garchomp. It might seem odd, but that's because I'm going to use some rare candies, which I'll explain later. Should I have 3 Riolu, or do you think just 2? I do want to maximise my chance of getting a Riolu before Lucario, but I think item cards are a better way to do that, so I'm going to take one out. Okay, so they're all my Pokemon. Let's take you out of the sleeve because you look a bit weird. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11, 15. Okay, so that is a quarter of my deck is Pokemon. 15. Okay, now let's look at trainers. So there's quite a big variety. There's like one of this, one of that. It's quite spread out. Now, when you're planning your trainers, you really need to ask yourself, does this card advance the game in any way? And advancing the game could be about making sure you get to draw more cards, find the card that you need. Could be about being able to switch. It could be about thinning your deck out so that if your deck, if you can remove cards from your deck that you don't need at that time, then it means your probability of pulling a good card is more. So it's all about that. And some things are more relevant to other decks than others. For example, the Big Malasada. It's a healing card. Heals damage and removes special conditions. Now, if you've got a deck which relies on someone staying alive for a long time, then you might need this. But I don't think my Garchomp really needs it. Because Garchomp is more of a what do you call it in the VGC? What do you call it? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Sweeper. Yes, it's more of a sweeper than a tank. So it's not so useful. I'm gonna remove that. Okay. Also, how is a bad card? Draw 3 cards. That sounds good. You want to draw cards. Cards are good. How is not a good way to do it. He's a supporter. You only get to play one supporter per turn. There are better ones out there. Never use Howl. Okay. Looker is a very specific case. I mean, it's the same as Howl, right? Draw 3 cards. But the twist to it is that you draw them from the bottom, which statistically speaking makes absolutely no difference because your cards have been shuffled. Unless you've used the Oranguru, was it an Oranguru? That lets you put 3 specific cards at the bottom of your deck. So this is not useful in this deck, so I'm removing it. Okay. Let's see, we've got some switching ones here. So we've got escape rope, where both players switch their Pokemon. We've got an escape board, which lets you retreat for 1 less cost. Now, if we examine my Pokemon, the retreat cost of Garchomp is 0. So that's clearly not useful for Garchomp. For Lucario, the retreat cost is 1, which is not a lot. It's not really a problem to switch that out, so I'm not concerned with that. So I'm going to remove both of these. Escape rope can be useful though for forcing your opponent to bring out a Pokemon that you would rather attack, but they get to choose who it is, so it's not really that useful. Okay. We'll talk about Cynthia later. Kukui. Draw 2 cards. So it's like Howl, but not as good. Then during this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage. Do I need 20 more damage in this deck? No, I don't need 20 more damage, so it's not really that useful to me. I've just realised I never really explained the win condition of this deck. So the thing that is going to make me win. Garchomp's attack. Royal Blades. If you played Cynthia from your hand during this turn, this attack does 100 more damage. So it will do 200 damage. So my aim of the game, my win condition, is use Garchomp for this 200 damage attack. So I'm pretty much never going to use this attack, and I'm pretty much never going to use this attack, because Lucario is not the person, not the Pokemon that is my win condition. He is a support. The support that he gives is really good. Precognitive Aura. Once during your turn before your attack, if you have Garchomp in play, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So what's really good is that Garchomp needs Cynthia to be able to do 200 damage. Lucario lets you search for Cynthia. So we're good. We're really good. Obviously, we want to put Cynthia in this deck. This deck came with 2. But we want to play Cynthia every single turn. So we need more. I'll add those in later. The Power Pad lets you shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck, which will let us reuse Cynthia's that we've already used. So I'm going to be using that. So the Rescue Stretcher. Put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Will I use that? I can't really see me needing to use that. I'll leave it out, I think. Okay, we've got balls. Nest ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench. Then timer ball. Flip 2 coins for each head. Search for an evolution Pokemon, which statistically speaking is the same. Okay. Now, some people like to use Nest Ball for decks to fill up their bench, and some people prefer to use Bridget, which is a supporter card which lets you just search for 3 basic Pokemon. So it's 3 nest balls in one go. But it is a supporter card, which means that you can only play 1 per turn, which means if you play Bridget, you can't play Sycamore, for example. The reason why I prefer Nest Ball to Bridget is because Bridget is only really useful at the beginning of the game when you want to fill up your bench. So if you draw Bridget later, you're kind of stuck with her, you can't get rid of her. If you have a Nest Ball towards the end of the game, you can just use it as a deck thinner. You can say, oh, well, I don't need a basic Pokemon, but I don't really want to draw a basic Pokemon on my next turn because I don't need it. I would rather that draw was something good. So I'll play Nest Ball, I'll search my deck, I'll take out a basic Pokemon, just so I decrease the probability of me drawing one later. Which is fine because Nest Balls are items, so they're free. But you wouldn't want to use Bridget for that. So Nest Ball, yeah, it's good. Timer Ball isn't as good. They're searching for an evolution Pokemon. There are better ways to do it. So I might put these in, I might not. These are the maybe pile. Okay. So those are the cards I'm keeping from the theme deck. Now let me look at my trainer card collection and see what other cards we're going to add in. So, let's put these over here. This is my box of trainer cards. It's an Elite Trainer box which I painted because I don't like the colour of Elite Trainer boxes. They're always very ugly, masculine colours. And as you can tell, I really like turquoise, so I painted it that colour. Okay. I have my trainer cards separated into items. What are these? Oh, they're items, yeah. Special energy, supporters, and stadiums. So, you know what, let's start with stadiums because that's easiest. Now, there is no good stadium for this deck. There is no stadium card that really helps me in terms of for fighting Pokemon or for dragon Pokemon. There's nothing. However, if my opponent plays a stadium card that hinders me or that benefits them too much, then I will be annoyed, obviously. And the easiest way to get rid of your opponent's stadium card is to play your own, because that will replace it. So even though there's no good stadium card for me, this would have been good. It's not in rotation now. Even though, there's not really a good stadium card for me, I'm going to put one in just because I want to be able to replace my opponents. And the one I'm thinking of is Parallel City. Parallel City is a really good choice for when you don't really know which stadium you want. Because you have to choose which way up it goes, but the way you're going to put it is this way. The player, well, actually no, you're going to put it that way, but this is the effect you want on your opponent. This player can't have more than 3 benched Pokemon. It's really good. And then how it will affect you is that your damage from grass, fire or water Pokemon is reduced. But you're not going to use grass, fire or water Pokemon, so it's okay. So yeah, this is a good choice of stadium. It's going to annoy them because their bench will be smaller. And it means that you can discard their stadium. I think I'll put 2 in. Probably only need 1, but I think I'll put 2 in. Okay, let's to supporters. Supporters are so important. When you're building a deck, you really need to think about the engine. So when I say engine, I mean, what is the thing that keeps the deck running? Like, what is it that keeps the pace, keeps the momentum? And by that, I really mean drawing cards. You want to be able to draw lots of cards. And I don't mean using how with the draw 3 cards thing. No, because you also want to replace the cards in your hand that you don't need. Really, you want to get rid of those so you can get cards that you do need. So a card that just lets you draw extra, you end up with a hand full of cards. It's not very useful. You want to be able to replace. Cynthia is a really good card. I need it anyway for this deck, but the actual card is good. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. That's really good because if you've used all the cards in your hand that you can, and you might want to use them later but not now, it's nice to be able to shuffle them into your deck and take a fresh hand. So we're definitely going to put the maximum 4 Cynthias in here. Okay, who else is good? Lily is good. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. And if it's your first turn, you can draw until you have 8. So, she's not really as good as Cynthia, because you end up with the same number of cards, but Lily doesn't let you get rid of the cards you already have, which sometimes you might prefer. But I think I'll just put 1 Lily in my deck. She's really good to have on the first turn. Okay, then we have N. N is really good. You get the same kind of effect as Cynthia, because you shuffle your hand into your deck, and then you draw cards equal to the number of prize cards you have left, which, is at most 6, and at least 1. And what's quite good about this is your opponent has to do the same thing, which can benefit them, or it can really mess them up, depending on what they've got in their hand. So, N is a game changer. I'll put 2 of those in. Now, the best draw supporter, the supporter card that gets you the best sort of number of cards, really, is, I bet I don't have any. He's probably in all of my other decks right now. Wait for it. Some of these cards are out of rotation by now. Oh, look at that. It's not him. Wow, I don't have a single one. Professor Sycamore. Best draw supporter. You have to discard your whole hand, which sometimes feels like a bit scary. And then you get to draw 7 new cards, which is really good. Discarding cards, don't be afraid to discard cards. Discarding can be good. If those cards aren't useful to you, you don't want them in your hand. Okay, well, I'd like to put probably 3 Sycamores in here, but I don't have them, so oh well. Here's all of the item cards. There's lots of them. So let's have a look. They might not be in order. So power pad. Okay, so I already have one. I think I probably want 2 of these. I mean, I will test the deck out. I might need to add more or take some out, but I think 2. Ultra Ball, really good card. Discard 2 cards from your hand and then search for any Pokemon. This is really good. Don't want Timer Ball really. Nest Ball, yeah, I think I want more Nest Balls. How many have I got? 2. I'd rather have Ultra Balls. Okay, I'll put 1 in. Special Charge. Am I going to use Special Energy in this deck? Shuffle 2 Special Energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. I probably am going to use Special Energy because this guy needs double colourless and a fighting. So I'll put 1 of these in. Rare Candy. Definitely putting Rare Candies in. Why are you here? You know what? Let's add a 3rd in. Okay, Rare Candy. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card on the basic Pokemon. So this lets you, if you have Gibble in play, and you have Garchomp in your hand, you can skip the Gabite and go straight to Garchomp using Rare Candy. It's really, really good. So I'm definitely going to put both of those in. And if I have a 3rd one, I might... Actually, no, I've got 3 Gabite. Yeah. The reason why I'm still putting Gabite in the deck and not just forgetting him altogether is because he does have this attack, Ascension. Search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon. So, like, it's got quite good evolution acceleration anyway. But I'll put the Rare Candy in anyway. Revive. Unnecessary. That's some of these are not in standard rotation anymore. Level Ball I used to use a lot. Search the deck for a Pokemon 90 HP or less. But now that we have Nest Ball, Level Ball is not really that useful. Red card is like N, but one-sided. It's just for your opponent. Oh, that's such a good card for grass. More revives. Energy pouch, not useful. Energy switch. Anything about energy we don't really need. Okay, none of those look useful. Ultra Ball. Yeah, let's put a couple more of those in. So we've got 4 Ultra Balls in total. Should we put extra Rare Candies in? No, I think 2 is enough. Don't really need any healing. Such a good card. Not in rotation anymore. Okay. I don't tend to use these disruption cards, you know, where you discard energies from your opponent. I don't tend to use those. Really old cards, because you know the thing with trainer cards is that they come back. So for example, this is a really old Pokeball, 2009, but Pokeball gets reprinted all the time, so these become legal again. For example, right there, that's a nice Pokeball. So many different Pokeballs. Oh, more Ultra Balls. I already have enough. Oh, this one looks nicer though. Let's take those two out. And put these two in. Because they look nicer. Okay. Let's keep going. I've got enough nest balls now, I think. Oh, choice band. Should definitely put choice band in, right? That's if the Pokemon's going to touch you, 30 more damage. Do I need 30 more damage? I'm already going to do 200. Can anyone survive that? A few Pokemon can survive it. I don't think I actually need it, surprisingly, because normally you put choice band in every deck, but I don't think I need it. I'm just thinking, do I need a way to get energy? This energy lotto is quite good because it includes special energy. Be tempted to put a couple of those in. It's just so annoying when you don't get energy when you need them. Field blower. This is good for discarding a stadium that you don't want. And you can discard tool cards, which can be useful. I might just put one in. Wish baton. Nah. Ooh, town map. You know what? I put town map in every deck. I don't care. It lets you look at your prize cards. I want that. Okay. I need some double colourless energy. Where are my special energy cards? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, these ones look nicer. Oh, that one looks nice. I want them to match though. Okay, I'll use those two and those two. Not these ones. I don't like the evolutions ones. They're a bit ugly. Wait, did I pick up a... Yeah, I did. Okay. Oops. Okay, it's a big mess. Let's count up what we've got. So the Pokemon was 15. Let's just gather those together. 15. Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Why are you here? Okay. 40. Okay, we're up to 40 plus 4 energy, 4 double colours energy. And in terms of fighting energy, you need a lot less than you think. So, my Garchomp need 1 double colourless and 1 fighting to attack. I think for when you've got a Pokemon that needs 1 of a certain energy to attack, I would normally put 6 energy cards in for that. So 6 should be enough. Which makes 10 energy altogether. So I'm up to 50. Okay. I'm up to 50. So I can put 10 more cards in. So what I'll probably do is what I would really like in this deck is Evo Soda, but I don't have any, so I must have put them in a different deck. So I think I'll replace the Evo Soda that I would like to put in with some timer balls, because these are in my maybe pile. So I'll put 2 of those in. What else would I like? Oh, I want those 3 sycamore. Okay, if I had 3 sycamore, I would put them in. But they must be in a different deck right now. So as a stand-in, I'm not recommending this, but as a stand-in, maybe I'll put How. Pretend he's sycamore. You know what I might actually do? This is so wrong. I need one more. Three sycamore would be great. Okay, I've got 3 sycamores. So that's an extra 5, so I need 5 more. What else should I put in? How about something like something to get stuff out of my discard pile, maybe? Let's have a flick through. I don't think I want any of those. I could put another power pad in, to be honest. Tempted. I'm tempted to put another power pad in. Just to get more Cynthias. So, I already forgot. Was that 56 now? 4 more cards. Okay, what else should we put in? I mean, it's tempting to say I'll just put 4 more energy cards in, but you don't want to disrupt the balance. Like, by putting those 4 energy cards in, you've made it less likely that you're going to draw a Pokemon or a trainer, you know? I guess I could put like a Tapu Lele or something in, but I don't really want to make this deck expensive. That's the only thing. Don't need that. I don't need a switch. I mean, some people would say, you know, you should automatically put Guzma in every deck, but if you use Guzma to target, so what Guzma does is you pick one of your opponent's Pokemon to like drag out, like Lysander, but you have to switch as well. But the problem with that is with Garchomp, you know, to do 200 damage, you need to have Cynthia. You need to play Cynthia. If you play Guzma, you're not playing Cynthia, so it doesn't work. There's no point. Absolutely no point. Switch, don't touch, don't touch. Okay, I think I'll just have to put in I don't know, should put in more lilies. Let's put in an extra lily. That's 57. An extra power pad, 58. And 2 extra fighting energy, 60. Okay. So that feels about the right balance of cards for me, but what I will do is give it a shuffle and then I'm going to test it out. Obviously I can't play, but I'm going to test it out by just dealing myself 7 cards and seeing what kind of hand I get. You have to shuffle it really well the first time. I'm not very good at shuffling, as you know. I find it a lot easier to shuffle when they're in sleeves, but the ASMR isn't quite as good then. Okay, let's have a look. Nope, still bad. Sometimes you have to use this technique. Okay, let's take my starting hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's take a look. Okay, I've got a basic Pokemon. It's not the one I really want, so I'd put that out. My turn, I draw a card, put him on the bench. I'd use my nest ball to search for another Gibble. I would I don't need that. Wouldn't use that straight away. I'd attach this probably for retreat reasons. I wouldn't want to discard everything yet, so I wouldn't use Sycamore. Probably wait for next turn for that. Next turn, I'll draw a card. I've got Cynthia. Ooh. Don't want to discard Cynthia really. I want to use Sycamore. I could evolve that. I need an energy, so I'd use that. Oops. I need a fighting energy. Shame. I could take that. I've already played quite badly. Just needs that energy to be able to evolve. Well, it doesn't really. I mean, I can use this, but it's on its first turn. Okay, I could use Sycamore at that point. Yeah, I'd probably use Sycamore. Get 7. Oops, didn't shuffle. not very good at shuffling. Get 7 more cards. Just take a look. Play that. I've got the energy I need. Put it on that. Probably nest ball for another Gibble or another Riolu. Nest ball again, why not? Switch him out. Use Ascension to evolve. On my next turn I can evolve again. I can use this for Cynthia, get a Cynthia, attack. Wow. Oh, I need the energy. Darn it. Well, maybe on my next turn I would draw the energy. No, but okay. It seems like it's gonna work. Okay, I think it's gonna work. Okay, maybe too many nest balls, or maybe they just all clump together. I don't know. That energy lotto was quite useful there. Maybe I should put another one in and take out something else. It was quite handy how it appeared at that time. That's the next thing with deck building. You have to just play it for a while and just see, is it working? Are you finding yourself with not enough energy, or are you finding yourself with too many of this or not enough of that? And then you can adapt. So yeah, that is my budget Lucario Garchomp deck made from a theme deck. And I'm going to test this out in my Pokemon Club on Friday and see how it goes. Now for the rest of the video I'm actually going to sleeve up my deck into these lovely sleeves. Can you tell that my favourite colour is turquoise? I'm going to sleeve them up. Oh, you know, I actually ordered these amazing sleeves from eBay recently. They are Cynthia sleeves from Pokémon Center, and they are amazing, and they would go so well with this deck. They haven't arrived yet because they're from Japan, so for now I'll just use these. But yeah, sorry. For the rest of the video I'm just going to sleeve up these cards, which should make some nice ASMR noise, and visually should be quite nice ASMR too, I think. So if you're leaving me here, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!